जरा जरा बहकता है महकता है आज तो मेरा तन बदन मैं प्यासी हूँ मुझे भर ले अपनी बाहों में.
Well, today I have kidnapped her for you. So let's find out more about her, have a chit chat, and let's find out how she's feeling that she's been kidnapped first time by journalists.
Thank you so much. I think this must be the first kidnap that I'm actually enjoying.
Always you have a passion like, okay, this role will suits me. Action woman. I want to do experiment. Emotional role. Okay, thoda sentimental.
So
at the end of the day, what satisfy you? Very smart girl. If Seerat is not doing acting, what is the second plan in your life?
I have realized happy with where I am.
As we are in the car, the feel of travel come. What kind of travel lover you are? Like, well, welcome to my show, Trendsetter. Well, in Trendsetter, I always introduce you to some people who have actually gone out of the way and done something different. Well, I have something different for you, and you will say thanks for me for this interview. Yes, none other than Seerat Kapoor. You will love to see her. Well, today I have kidnapped her for you. Well, I know you have always seen her in the studios giving interviews, but today I tell, like why all boys have the fun, let's have a fun. And she always been supportive to media, to all the people of Hyderabad, and we also love her for all the performances. So let's find out more about her, have a chit chat, and let's find out how she's feeling that she's been kidnapped first time by journalists.
So much. I think this must be the first kidnap that I'm actually enjoying and looking forward to, because you guys are so lovely and y'all are so credible. Of course, there's no end to the amount of people who are in this industry, and everyone has their own voice. But I've been an ardent follower of your work, and I think with every artist, you really personalize it. So I was very excited from the time I found out that you were willing to interview me.
No, I was love the way you treat us, and you know, your performances. And you know, I was just waiting. Seerat ke saath kuch different karna hai. You know, just making her sit and you know, talking.
And I'm glad you chose this, because my close ones will vouch for this. I love drives.
Oh, really? Oh.
So this is a first for me as well, and it feels great.
So I think next time when in Bombay or somewhere I'll come, so you have to take me for a drive, because you're in Hyderabad, you're my guest.
Absolutely.
So I need to take you for a drive. I think most of the time you're shooting, pack up and going back to your family or hotel. Don't get time to go around Hyderabad city.
Yes.
So I think I should teach you, like tell you where is the what place you would love to explore.
I know I look a certain way, and maybe you had thought that I'd have
nobody will grab you.
I can count on my fingers to the places that I go to, and of them which ones I really enjoy.
So when it comes to Hyderabad, what are your favorite places, or you know about it, like you've been heard about that?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of hanging out with my friends, I'm often spotted at Sanctuary. Once the sun sets and you have a little privacy. Otherwise, you know, on the go, there's so much work to do during the day. So I don't really take out time on the daily. I'm more of a quiet, quaint person. I like coffee shops. I like that simple me time. I really like Toops. Toops is a fantastic coffee shop. So by the looks of it, you know, one would say it's so nice and intimate, but the coffee there is fantastic, and the bagels there are to die for.
So you're a coffee lover, I must say.
No, actually, I'm actually a chai lover, but this one place got me hooked because it's really lovely. There were trees, and there are these pets around. It's also at Banjara Hills. So those
I think Banjara Hills is your favorite spot to catch up.
It is. So after my workout, you know, when I want a little time to myself, then sometimes I end up taking a stop by there.
So the Banjara Hills, that's it. No other city side of you have explored. Like for shoots, you must be going around.
Shoots, of course. But that's where there's no complaint, you know, because at work, you know, you're constantly traveling to different places, and you get to explore regardless. And there's some beautiful places that I've visited. So I don't feel like I'm missing out. In fact, the times when I step out with my close friends and family, I'd like it to be, a more cozy atmosphere.
Oh, yeah. So let's start, Seerat, something about your journey.
Yeah.
As you have given so many interviews, you have talked about your childhood memories, everything. If we just wanted to little bit of, at this point, what makes you love about yourself?
Well, honestly, I think it's just the ability to be by yourself. We live in a world where everyone's always racing or, finding their goals, and in the process, they kind of get into a very fast-paced life. I have realized that the more time you spend with yourself and the people who truly matter to you, suddenly life becomes a lot more simpler. And I don't believe I live in the future. Of course, I have my own standards and my goals to meet with, but I'm very happy with where I am at the same time. So there's never that anxiety or the nervous energy that comes across. I believe everything happens for a reason, you know. So if by chance something has not worked out in your plan, trust God, it is for your best, and there's a lesson to learn.
That's
there.
a very good thing. You taught us also and to your fans. And if we talk about if Seerat is not doing acting, what is the second plan in your life?
So, I have always been a creative kid. I've always loved art. In my family, it's something that just naturally flows. My brother's an artist. My mother's also an artist, but she obviously worked, as an air hostess before. Some of you all know that.
Wow.
So if I think I wasn't into acting, then I'd probably do something around those lines. So maybe interiors.
Okay.
Fashion is something, again, I find very personal. So if there's a friend who needs my help, I'll always be there.
Oh.
But as a profession, I think interiors is something that really excites me. Making small places memorable, that's something that I really resonate with. So I think that would have been
still in
another...
interviews when people ask you when you got your first break, how you reacted it, and you have to go to the past, memories.
Yeah.
So still you remember like the memories are here. I got this break, how I got it. It was meant for me. Sometimes you sit and think about it. A long journey now you are in.
It has. It's been a long journey. I started in 2014, but the memories have been so connected with where I was at that point, what I needed to understand for my own self growth, that they've never faded away.
Okay.
Times have grown. I've grown to do more work. Touch wood. But I still remember my first time experiences, because that's when you're most vulnerable, you're most raw, and in those times when there are people who see your potential, then it's just it means a different victory to you.
So how you got so how you got your first break? How was?
Well, I actually didn't know at that point that there was South makers looking for a fresh face. So I had nothing to do with even the discussions that were happening prior to my meeting with the team. It was a friend of mine who was at that point also considering to, take over my work as an agent, and we had just newly met. And within that month, she got a call from, UV Creations, and they mentioned that, they wanted to launch a fresh face. But there was a doubt, because they were assuming that, you'd want a local Telugu speaking girl. So at that point, they just dissed the conversation and carried, the night into their regular conversation. It took another day for another call, and then they realized, listen, there is a girl, but she's not from Hyderabad. Will that be okay? And to her surprise, the maker says, yes, absolutely. And immediately I was flown into Hyderabad, and I had a look test, I had a screen test, which is where I really admired the team, because they went beyond just, your physical abilities. The director was very keen to see how I was on camera, what my spontaneity was. And so then I knew I was in a safe place, and I did the best that I could. And then the makers...
Language was your thinking?
Of course, language at that point was completely alien. I was not... someone who, I've grown up in Bombay, and this was a time where, Telugu movies were not playing that often as they are now on your satellite television. So it's not like I was even around an atmosphere where I could, find familiar. But I mean, when you're really passionate about something, you put everything aside and you work hard. And that's all I knew at that point. So I studied my lines, I learned them up, I understood in translation what every dialogue meant to connect the emotion, to make it my own. Because otherwise, there's no end. There's several
lot of struggle you did, yeah, really.
I mean, honestly, it's part and parcel of everyone's life.
So you were open to it, that you always like, okay, let's try, or let's open to acting.
Absolutely.
Or in this Indian cinema.
In fact, I saw it as a opportunity given to me, which not everyone receives, and I just wanted to make the most of it, because I was open-minded always. I knew that some of the information I know about myself is great, but the rest will follow. So there is always that room of the conversations I've had with me and God, and I've realized He will land me into scenarios, and then that's my testing. How meaningfully I want to take it forward.
So you remember your day when you were going on the sets where all the Telugu industry people were there, and you're the only one, and your co-actors, how like you're getting mingling.
These are all thoughts, and I think we all have them, because we're wondering who we meet, whether the day will go well, whether the first shot will go well. And I should say this, my first shot for me means a lot. I think I really look forward to my first shot, because I feel like if that goes well, then the day will just go well. And I walked onto set, but the entire team was so warm. They didn't make me feel like a beginner, although I was. They in fact valued it on a different perspective. Anything I did was seen in a fresh light. So if it's a happy emotion, I did it my way, and they appreciated it and included that in the take.
You remember any words like you were learning?
My first scene was in Run Raja Run, where we are getting into the nano. That was my intro, and that's exactly how we started shooting.
Okay, nano car.
The nano car. Where
See, you have a connection with cars.
Yeah, you just got that into me.
Yes.
So, it was beautiful. I mean, that was my first shot in the movie, in terms of my introduction, and that was actually my first day at the film. Yeah.
So, I mean, I must say, you have, that I really said well, you're cute with the nano car.
Something about cars. I think it's the journey.
You have a fantasy about cars, like you said, you love driving.
I do. I think it just I think me on a driving seat makes me feel like I can take the journey to where I want to. Me and the music, and it's just a feeling that I can't express. You also feel like you're on your own, and that time that you spend with yourself is so important. And you're also kind of directing your path in many ways.
You use Google Map, and you got lost sometime using Google Map.
All my friends complain. They're like, she doesn't remember the lanes because now there's Google Map. But I was like, why not? I mean, I have a lot of photographic memory. So if I've been to a place that I haven't before, or I've been to for the first time, something I might not remember how to get there, but once I'm there, just seeing the place, even if it's for a second that I walked in and walked out, it just stays with me, and then I resonate. I was like,
but sometimes Google Maps gives us a wrong way.
That's why you be attentive, right? You cannot completely depend on anything in life, and this is just a small example.
So, Seerat, do you have any fan moment of your life? You always have something in their mind. Oh, when I'll meet him or I'll meet her if I get an opportunity, because now you're in the industry. Do you have that fan moment you would love to share with us? You would love to meet and their dream come true.
There's not one person. There's honestly not one person. And somewhere I feel like as an actor, when you just limit your adulation to one person, then I'm not sure if it helps you grow in your craft. Because when you admire different people and they come with different qualities, then there's so much to take back home. So I've never been fixated on one person as much as I've been very observant of people and what they're doing right in their profession or their attitude. It doesn't even have to be related strictly to their work. I think that draws me more towards people. So when I meet someone who's generous, who's kind despite their stardom, then these are people I really respect.
Like there's no particular actor or actor in your mind?
There are so many. I mean, I could name
them. In the childhood, you used to act like them. In the front of the mirror, we used to do.
No, not
the memories.
But growing up, I really admired Rani Mukherjee, Kajol. They still are terrific actors. And don't mind me saying this because I've grown up in Bombay, right? But here in Hyderabad, there are so many. There's so many actors, actresses that I still now I meet, so I meet them in a different light, and we exchange conversations creatively. But there's not one person. I think everyone adds something new to the table, and it's always nice to see people for who they are.
Good, smart answer, I must say. You're a very smart girl.
I hope you're not finding me diplomatic, because I've said these things before, and they're like, she's just trying to be nice, but it's a fact.
It's good. You talk with your heart. That makes sense. And what about your last year, 2002-3? How you rate that in your life?
I think one of the most growing years of my life, because last year I have finished shooting 4 movies, and I started with one, and then we had the previous movie that was that needed a little time to start, so we then got down to that. By the time I finished both, there was another inquiry. So like that, I mean, the whole year just had me, including Sundays.
So more of projects you got in 2003.
Yes. And just as I finished those movies in December, there's 2 more that I've just signed. So 2003 was very fruit-filling and very artistically liberating, because it's not just about bagging characters, but there's a different layer of excitement and joy one feels when they find characters that are off the roof. They're different, or they're just so unique in their own way that, I mean, you've got to forget who you are and just completely be submissive into those characters. So the fact that I was attracting roles that were going away from the identity of Seerat Kapoor, whatever that is, was extremely exciting for me. Playing simple characters, complex, grey characters.
And now I think we'll see more of you now in upcoming projects.
You will.
2004 will be Seerat Kapoor year.
All the hard work that I put in last year, I keep saying this.
So we just want to know more details about the project. Save the Tiger 2 is coming up.
Then more the Kalapam 2. We've just announced, in fact, today as we're talking, the first look has come out.
Okay.
Then there's a movie with Dil Raju. It's a dance musical. Of course, everyone since Run Raja Run has always said, noticed. That came to my surprise, It's not often that someone just sees one move and then they identify, oh, she's a dancer. But yeah, here I'm playing a full-fledged dance musical for my audiences. And there are a couple of more that we've signed, but you'll know of that.
Yeah, J.D. Chakravarti also movies.
Correct. Yes, you'll know about
You're forgetting all the projects what you're doing.
I'm just limited to how much I can share, but yes, that is a project that I'm very proud of. And I think the audience is just going to see me in my skin. But having said that, they will see me differently.
But this question always asked about when you comes to the South, working with the stars.
Yes.
So, I mean, how you take this? Like when it calls Allu Arjun sir from the South industry, they are making a big mark in all industry, like Indian cinema. When it comes to Pawan Kalyan sir, Chiranjeevi, Mahesh Babu, so many Prabhat. How you take this?
I think working with the stars is fantastic. When the fact that you have even landed an opportunity like that, I believe goes beyond your skill. There's obviously something that you're doing right, whether it's your approach, whether it's your film selection, whether it's how you have marketed or positioned yourself over your movies. So it is nothing less than a great opportunity, and I think it's fantastic. There's nothing wrong about it. Nothing even close.
So you have you watched their projects or movies? You love their. You can talk about that.
I think I was famous in the middle for talking about Allu Arjun, and I always will be, because he also knows this. I also know it. I just really love his work and how he carries himself, and the fact that he's so versatile. Like that, there are so many others. There's NTR. There is Mahesh Babu. There's Nani. I just saw Hi Papa the other day.
That was wonderful, yeah. You touched my heart. Even I love that movie.
I could not. I mean, I was so mesmerized by the simplicity of the performers. Mrinal Thakur, she's done such a fantastic job. So I mean, every movie is different, but the aura an actor brings to the table, of course, with the help of the entire team, it's a different world. So yeah, I would love to work with each one of the ones that I've mentioned, and the many more.
But what makes you so close to work about it? Like, always you have a passion, like, okay, this role will suits me. Action woman, I want to do experiment.
Yeah.
I want to do emotional role. Okay, thoda sentimental.
So on the,
You want to, I'm saying you're experimenting everything, but
yes,
at the end of the day, what satisfy you?
I think the one common thing is emotion, because before I ventured into acting, I was a trained Indian classical singer and a dance instructor with Ashley Lobo. And when acting came about into my life, I think it just resonated because the one common element was emotion. So for me to be able to feel and to be able to express on a personal level is why I think I connect to this field of work to begin with. And does that hence lead me to play different characters? Of course, then that's the excitement, you know. You want to try and understand different kind of people, and you want others also to see them in you know, a certain way. So I think it's emotion at the end of the day. And then, like I said, I've always been creative,
And you were said
so
singing.
what we can do with it, you know, and singing, of course.
Yeah, singing. So fans, should I say her something? Well, because I'm the mediocre between you and your fans, you know, so they must be saying, okay, when she told she's a singer, why you don't have asked the question of singing? So
Well,
कुछ आपके fans के लिए, और सफर भी सुहाना है. We
Safar
are
Suhana
covering
hai.
the all today, you know, taking you around to
Can you help
Hyderabad.
me with this song? This always happens to me. I have all these songs when I'm not thinking about singing, and then suddenly, okay, I'll sing this song Zara Zara, which might be a lot of people's favorite.
Nice song.
I'll try holding my breath as we are driving and we are singing.
No,
but,
we'll go very
this was
slow.
just for you. जरा जरा बहकता है आज तो मेरा तन बदन, मैं प्यासी हूँ, मुझे भर ले अपनी बाहों में.
आगे 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 अभी
I don't even know, but I'm just recovering from like a
relax
sore throat.
I was start relaxing myself.
No, we'll definitely do a lot more singing sessions
No,
together.
you know, it's not a session. It was just for your fans, a little bit of love.
But there's also this song Aao Na, which is a music album that I'd recently shot last year under Jackie Bagnani's label. And in that song, you know, people kind of assume that, of course, me being the actor, I've just presented it, but I've also sung. I've sung that song. So whoever hasn't seen it, please log on to
एक पता चल रहा है ना, एक line.
अभी नहीं यार, अभी I would love it, but my voice is so sore right now. Some other time for sure.
So चलो छोड़ देते हैं, आज बख्श देते हैं, because this is not our first and last. There will be big journeys around. We have to cover, you know, doing your interview. So ठीक है, a song छोड़ देते हैं. So let's come back to your journey in Telugu cinema. So as it's growing grand. Now you want to focus more on Telugu cinema. If you get more good projects in Bollywood, you will want to be more focused and spending time here.
Absolutely, I am. It's my dream, and it's always been my passion to be able to play as many characters as I can. Not just characters, be as relatable to the local audience as I can. So that's a very conscious move, and I don't think that'll ever fade away, regardless of the other movies that I do. Some might say, "Oh, she was launched in Bollywood last year with Married, so has, you know, the train of thought switched?" But none of that. As an actor, I know this is where I started, and I would always come back. It's just a strong script and the right team, and the love that I have from my fans. That is something that means the world to me, and I will never want to lose that.
As we are in the car, a feel of travel come. What kind of travel lover you are? Like, people always love to travel, right?
Yes, and I am more a nature person. So anything which has like a water body, like a beach, or you know, the pool. If you know you don't have time to travel too much, I love the mountains. I love the forest. So all these very
Himalayas.
places. I love the Himalayas.
Such a cool girl, yeah.
You know, it's for me. It's not the shopping areas at all. When I'm traveling, then I want to really breathe. You know, the elements of the earth, and I want to feel the sunlight on my face. I want to just
So I
walk
think we
into.
are doing the right
Absolutely,
interview.
this is so calming. You have no idea.
No lighting,
You have
nature.
calmed me for my next round of all the work that I have today and tomorrow, because this in itself is a feeling that I'm
People
taking
always
back.
say you should go out when you feel stressed.
Yeah.
I think there is some scientific reason. Have you discovered? There was
It
a time
depends.
when you...
If they mean go out to a pub and whatever, then I'm not sure if I agree.
Yeah.
I think especially when you're stressed, because we say it so lightly, but there's so much that people tend to bog themselves down with in that moment. So if you ask me, if you're stressed, it's just really important to be around the right company. Be around your family and people who really care for you, who you can have a conversation with. And then if you still feel like getting some fresh air, take a walk, go to like a calming place. Don't try and go to places to match up to your happiness. I think it's a very internal feeling, so one must step out when they feel strong and they feel happy with it, so they can spread that light across.
So till now, how many countries or cities you have covered?
Not too many. When I say I enjoy traveling, it's not like every year I'm planning a vacation, because there's so much work, and for me, my work has always been my priority. So I'm actually on the other end of the line. If I need a vacation, then I will juice pardon my French, I will juice myself to the point where I really, really require one, and somewhere I think it just aligns, and then there is a vacation that happens. But I'm very happy at home.
You experiment with food? Are you a food lover, obviously?
I am an ardent food lover. I love trying new things, but I won't go overeating on it at the same time, because that's something I've just conditioned myself to. So I really enjoy trying new things. Unless you don't try something new, you won't learn something new.
But people always think, you have to be on diet when you're in the industry. The actress is always on the diet.
Not sure.
They don't taste anything.
Correct. No, I think the definition of diet is very subjective. If you mean have that one thing for the rest of your life and then not try anything at all, then that's not what I follow. I allow myself, a little bit of a sweet if I feel like, because essentially...
You love chocolates?
I love chocolates. I absolutely love chocolates, and I think even cravings are a very mood related thing. So if you're channelizing ourselves and we're making sure that we are happy, then we're kind of almost in a stable zone. We don't go in any extreme. It's when you deprive yourself for that long, then suddenly your body's telling you, I need a little something. So no nutritionist I know has said that you cannot have this for the rest of your life. The idea is to have it in the right quantities, so you're happy, you've tried a little something, and your body's also not, facing a loss.
So what are the main food items you love?
I love butter chicken. I love butter chicken. I'm fully Punjabi like that. I love butter chicken, dal makhani.
Oh, I love too, dal
in
makhani.
Hyderabadi biryani is just wow. Then with desserts, I love chocolate. I love anything which has a little creamy texture. So like your creme brulees and
Then you really hit the gym. Like you're very fit, yeah.
Of course I do. So if I eat, I would come and I would tell my trainer, listen, I've had this, so please kill me today. A little extra. That's my guilt-free moment, and then he knows, and then he'll just, anyways, he does that. But on those days, I'm just, you know that you've had fun, so then you also know you have to look after yourself at the same time. It's that balance. But that's life, yeah. I mean, what's
so what's your day like? How you start your day and end? We want to know your routine of Seerat Kapoor.
I start my day with a little bit of a detox water, which is hot water, lemon. If I really feel a little sweet something, then I'll add, a pinch of honey into it. Then I am off to the gym. I come back, I have my breakfast, and then I am planning my day with my team, whether it's, a meeting I need to go to, or if I have shoot, then everything gets cancelled. I'm just up at 4 a.m. anyways, running to set. And after my work is done, then by the evenings I like to unwind, mostly at home. I enjoy my time with my family, because growing up you realize, all the running around and all of that, it doesn't do any soul satisfaction to you. What actually does is being there for your loved ones. Your parents are growing old now, so just that time and that value. I have a pet at home.
Okay,
so
pet lover.
Spending time with her, yeah.
So you cook? You love to cook. What are the dishes you can make?
I enjoy cooking.
Okay.
I have tried cooking biryani, and I've been told I'm very good. And I love Italian food as well. So pasta is something I really want to do.
Be there, fans,
we should do a cooking one.
No, and I'll get the opportunity to eat the food.
Yeah, then lasagna.
I'm a vegetarian.
Oh, lovely. I love veg food too.
Okay.
Paneer is my favorite. That is one thing that I
Dal
always
makhni,
enjoy.
I love.
I will cook you.
So we will book it today, dal makhni,
and whatever else you like.
Wow! So next, fans, you will get that your actress Seerat Kapoor will be making special proof for me. Yay. So she has promised on the camera.
Done.
Next series we are doing that.
It cannot go back from here.
Yes, that's a good thing. So let's come back to a little bit back. On the travel side, you said you explore more of nature. When it's come to like we go for meditations, and now so many things are coming up where we need to get connect with our souls. How you take on that? Because I've seen some of your videos where you doing exercise, you were connecting with yourself, and I think that's a message need to be spread by you, because somewhere you think youngsters are missing that because the more of the social media impact. What is your take on that?
Social media, I feel, is a great tool if you know how to use it, right? If you're using it to feel even more down about yourselves or comparisons, then I'm not sure, if it's the right place to be. But otherwise, if you're doing something like you said, if you've seen a workout video of mine and you found me discovering myself in my zone in that moment, then that's a ripple effect that one would feel through that, So I am a little aware about what I put out also on my social media platforms. It's not always necessarily related to the views. I'm okay to talk about something completely fresh, which may not have been spoken enough of, so that two others realize the importance of it, because it's made an impact to my life. The more you try and go exterior and run around, and I think you might develop this nervousness around you. There will be an energy which will always find you racing from one point to another. In times like this, I think it's just best to sit down with yourself, reflect on your thoughts. I think we do that less. We're so caught up in the routine of what we have to do and what our next plan is, that we don't give a minute to ourselves to just breathe.
I know.
And most often when you do that, whether it's a travel or whether it's just sitting with someone you're close to and just talking, you realize that there's so much you've actually learned, in your own experiences. So you actually have all the answers. You just need to give yourself that moment to sit down with yourself and enjoy your own company. True. If you do that, then life's a lot more lighter. No one said it's going to be perfect, but it's a lot more lighter to deal with.
So what spirituality means to you when it comes to how you take it in this zone or in spirituality?
I think I am everything that I am because of that one word, spirituality, and I'm so
we
grateful.
Take it in a bigger way, like people actually don't know that there are different ways of spirituality. You can get connected.
Absolutely. I mean, from the time that I could understand the word, my parents made sure that they taught me this, and then I think it's just changed my life, or it's helped me form the thoughts with a lot more clarity, than otherwise, because it just teaches you how to be a better person. It teaches you a thing or two about goodwill, about karma, and about not expecting anything in return always. Just being a more positive person, and the only way you can spread that is if you truly believe that. I don't believe you can possibly touch somebody else's life if you're still if you're faking it. How long can one fake it for?
True.
So if you're on that path, then no matter what the problems are, even if in a worst case scenario you can't handle it, I believe there is a universe that will come pick you out of it as magically. Because you've put in that time and effort to still come out strong and not bitter as a person.
So what love means for you?
Love is everything.
We always experience in our life.
I don't think this life would make sense for me without that word love. And love comes in so many forms, right? It's not just with your partner that you share.
Yes.
It comes from your family, how you look at someone who's being mistreated, how you can help them, how you travel by the road and you see a stranger dog maybe starving and you want to feed them. So, I mean, it's just so universal, this word.
I know.
That the more you do, the more you feel like there's so much to do.
I know.
You know, and there's so many ways one can express it. So, yeah, without that, I think life would just be meaningless.
We always, there's a time come in our life that marriage comes to its stage, where we have to decide, or like we have to go through that phase of life. Family people come, okay, when you're getting married. It always every girl faces.
Correct.
You have faced, and how you're overcoming it, avoiding it.
No, with me it's the other way around. I mean, my parents have always been so supportive of my career, but they've also always said that, you should always only get married when you are sure about somebody.
Yes.
And that takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. And they've also taught me soon enough that it'll happen at its right time. So at best, I've been learning lessons about not rushing it, taking your time, being who you are, and then your partner comes along, right? So if you're out there chasing it, then most likely you will attract, experiences which will not make you too happy. But if you're true to yourself and you are living a life which is the best for you, then it comes to you. So coming to your question about marriage, I am very open to get married. And I have no timeline as to, I will not this year or I will that year. I think the minute I have somebody around me who shows up in that light, who I can trust and look forward to, I will not blink an eye.
There is the only one factor you're looking for your partner, trust. That's it.
So many things: trust, respect, understanding, maturity. But yeah, in an equation, problems will come and go. But I believe if you respect one another, then the love will last.
I know.
Right?
And your favorite and your best friend is getting married. Well, the marriage question has come, Rakul. You've been spending a lot of time with her. There was a recent on birthday parties, and you were always together.
She's a very dear friend of mine, and she's in a very happy place, is all I will say right now. But yeah, she deserves the world because she is such a beautiful person inside out.
Yes.
And despite the star that she is, the beauty and the icing that broke is when I met her and I got to know her.
When you met, I mean, you can share about it, Rakul and you.
It's not a recent, we've known each other over many, many years now, because we're always also traveling to similar events.
Okay.
So it's not like this one-time introduction that happened. But yeah, there were experiences that got us, around together. And what broke the ice was the fact that beyond her work profile, she is a beautiful, wonderful, warm human being. And I just wish the best for her.
How many years now you've been together? Your friendship, you and Rakul?
It's been
long.
It's been a while.
So what are the worst thing you have done together? Because sometimes, as a friend, we always remember,
She's such a foodie, and I would also believe I'm a foodie. But Rakul is someone who would like to call for different things and then try everything, and that can sometimes scare me. I would also try it, but if I was her, I wouldn't call for those many dishes. And we often have this thing, and she's like, but we love eating. And, it's a very cute, innocent thing.
So that was the first thing you did with Rakul?
Yeah. We went out and we ate. And I said, my God, what is this? It's a buffet, but yeah, I mean, that's her way of showing love to herself. She
and the good thing, we should talk about good things also, not the bad things.
I mean, no, this is also a good thing. This is not a bad thing.
But the good thing
is
you've done together.
I think just sitting with her and doing nothing. Having a conversation. There are moments where we will just be in the same room and we'll be having, a water and a chai, and just watching a movie together. So it's not that we need activities to feel the friendship, and that's a very different feeling when you have that level of understanding with someone where you're so comfortable, with each other, that you can just be.
She gave you any compliment of your movie after watching it, or like?
Oh, she's the first one to tell
and
me.
criticize you also.
Yeah. She's always there. In fact, I have reached out to her on a few times and even asked for advice, relating a movie that is working out or not. So she's a very real person, and while they say two actresses can't be friends, I hope this breaks it.
You have breakdown.
I'm sure there are many more, but yeah, she's a doll.
So I think now in this marriage, like Rakul, 4-5 days ka hota, it's a proper Punjabi marriage.
I am
so
not
you have
going
to be there.
Say
You'll be
anything
there.
on this chapter.
No, you'll not be attending her marriage.
But
there's a news she's getting married. There's a news. I mean,
there is a news, but I think you all should wait up for Rakul to announce it herself.
Okay.
Because
but we want her to get married, get the right partner.
Of course. That's what I said. I mean, beyond the news that comes about, whenever it does, whenever she decides to, I'm sure it's going to be a dream, and she deserves.
The best.
Yeah.
Have you, I was just seeing backside my bus. Have you traveled in bus? There was a moment.
I have so many times, but not in Hyderabad.
Yeah, in your life.
Of course, in Bombay I have, and I really enjoy it. All through school, I used to be traveling in buses, and even after that, sometimes, when you're in college and you're figuring out your tuitions and things like that, I would get onto a bus. So it's really nice. It's nice. It's different because you're with yourself. I would probably get my headphones on, just listen to music.
Okay.
Sit by the window. I love the window seat, and enjoy that time of travel also, because.
So the best mode of transport is for you, like now, it's like bus ho gaya. You experience train.
If you're talking about public transports, then I really like the rickshaws.
Wow.
I really like the rickshaws because
that we have in Delhi, not here. In Hyderabad, we don't get rickshaws.
You don't. I noticed that. Bombay, of course, you do.
Yeah.
So there are days when Bombay, I don't want to take my car out. I just leave it on the side and get into a rickshaw and travel to, maybe my workout space, and I come back. Because it's nice to be rooted also, and it's not just because you have a better life doesn't mean that you look down upon any of these other things, and because they're so even if you're in the West, public transport is such a thing. No one's looking down upon it or judging your status and things like that around it. So that for me just completely doesn't make sense. And I really enjoy it. Nice fresh air, bro. Not fresh, obviously.
Okay.
Not all that fresh. But just like, that moment with yourself.
And you remember you bunked for Golgappas or for Vada Pav. That we would love to know.
I used to actually, miss something only if it was for chaat. I used to love chaat. I still do. This was around college. So my college canteen had really nice Maggie and all the unhealthy food they had, plus the healthy, okay? But those days you can afford it, no? Because you're running around, you're burning so many calories, no one's really thinking. But it was chaat and chaat is also very special because my mom also loves chaat.
Okay.
So whenever I know she needs a little bit of a pampering and all of that, in addition to everything else, I will just take her some chaat and she'll be very happy having that. We'll be chit-chatting with chai, and it's a sweet moment.
You remember your first amount you got from your hard work and what you bought for whom?
So my first amount was, I think, about 3,000.
Not bad. What you did, like ad or like?
No, this was actually when I was teaching dance.
Wow.
And I was still growing.
What age you got this, your check?
At 17.
Good, yeah.
At 17, yeah. 16,
you become independent at the age of 17, I must say, yeah.
You're not thinking like that, but in my head I was training, and that check, I just gave it to my parents.
Wow.
And then there was
directly
another check.
You didn't bought any gifts for them?
No.
Good.
Not at all. I mean, there's nothing that my parents have not given me, so I was never, kicked by the idea of going and getting myself something. But I wanted them to know that, if I'm out all day and y'all don't get to see my face, then it's because I'm trying to make something of, the skill and the gift that I have. And they knew that because they were always encouraging of me being in the creative fields. So the first check was this, and I handed it over. Then I had another check, which was a better amount. So then again, I thought, no, the first check was not enough. I should give. So I think the first 2-3 checks that I got, I just
That's
gave it
very
at
good.
home.
You loved, yeah.
And they've just kept it. They've not even used it. They've just kept it.
That's saving for Seerat.
Yeah, this was her first, and that's it. They've never used it.
And
So
the first gift your parents gave you?
I must have been really young.
You didn't, the first thing, the
Life,
first goal.
I would say life.
Wow,
I
what
would really
an
say
answer
life.
you gave, yeah.
And in all honesty, also
Great.
because, so I was born in Africa. And at the time of my birth, my doctor was actually lost in some jungle somewhere.
Oh.
So my mother was ready to deliver, and there was only a nurse at the point in the hospital. I had an elder brother, so that had already, that procedure had happened. So it was actually my dad, with the help of a nurse, who cut the umbilical cord, and got me to life.
Wow.
So in my case, it's literally that true.
That's such a wonderful story, man.
And I don't know how this has happened. I said, but how did
your dad told you?
allow?
Your mom, like,
both of them.
Okay.
So yeah, when my brother was born, instead of, my dad was obviously in the operation theatre, right? So instead of looking at mom's face, he was actually studying the process, and he was a smart guy always. This was an emergency, and he was very confident. He's like, no, I'll do it, because by the time the doc would have arrived, there could have been complications. So yeah, with the help of my nurse and my dad.
I don't believe this, yeah. It was such a...
This is actually a story which very few people, I don't know if anyone knows outside the family. Yeah.
That's something really, inspiring. You get
precious.
goosebumps, yeah,
It's
that you're
precious.
getting your daughter and he did the delivery. I think then that moment is also something is for him is also, he's on the 50-50 side, should I go or not?
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's not easy.
That's
like
what it was, of course, a lot, because it takes a slip of an accident for something to go wrong if it has to. But no, he was a man of his words, and when he said I can, he knew he would, and now there was every emotion driving him to make
so
sure
I
it
think
was
you're
done
a
right.
real like daddy girl, daddy girl.
I'm both.
Okay.
I'm my dad's girl. I am my mom's girl. I don't think I can choose between my parents. I don't even think I can say I'm more of one or not, because there's so many things that I've learned from my mother that a father may not be able to teach her daughter. And there's so many things that I've learned from my dad that my mom may have come to, but my dad started sooner.
Okay.
So I think I'm a good mix of both of them.
So what? So as you know, just one word, as we are coming near to the journey, end of the journey.
Yeah.
One star name I'll take. You just have to give one name. So let's see how you have observed people.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
Let's start with the hair actors. Prabhas.
Prabhas is a darling, right?
One word. Finish. No more takes. No more words.
Yeah.
Junior NTR.
Very versatile.
Allu Arjun.
Bunny. Magnanimous, like charismatic.
Rajnikant.
Oh.
एकदम बड़े में चले गए.
Pressure now, huh? He's a veteran.
Ramcharan.
He is. He's always growing.
Charanjeevi.
My God, I think he's very amiable as a person. He's very loving, and that radiates.
Pawan Kalyan.
Wow. Humble.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Shah Rukh Khan. Let's come back to
so many things to say, but witty, and I think he resonates with the emotion love, because he's very respectful like that, and he's very he's very chivalrous.
Sridevi.
Wow, iconic.
Madhuri Dixit.
One of the best dancers. I think dance started with her when she gave that first shot. It inspired millions. So I think
Rakul Preet Singh.
Rakul, even someone personally.
How you should give a word to her.
Rakul is one of the most kindest people that I have known inside out.
Tabu.
Tabu is very. How do I put this in words? She's she's very aware about her craft and what she can add to the table. That sense of maturity, I think I have learned a lot watching her.
Kajol.
Yeah, breath of fresh air. Yeah. Like so much, like she does everything so seriously and so, diligently, but she's always laughing and keeping things light. So on a more humane level, I think she's just a breath of fresh air.
Seerat Kapoor.
So,
Seerat Kapoor.
I can't answer about myself. She's, I don't know.
You need to observe yourself, right?
I have,
word.
but I sound a little funny answering myself. Seerat Kapoor is love. Yeah.
Just full of love.
Full of love.
And imaginations.
Yes.
So, in childhood, we always have fantasies.
Yeah.
So, what fantasy you still have, you want to finish it, like
Fulfill?
in this life?
I think I want to be helpful to as many people as I can be. This has got nothing to do with work. It's just another purpose, I believe, of my own, to spread happiness and positivity to as many people as I can. And that for me is going to be an endless journey because there will never be enough of that.
So I just wanted a little bit, we'll end up with the Save the Tiger 2. First was very popular and other your big projects. So little bit, if we can just find out like what details you can just reveal that excite you, the script and you're doing.
I've seen Save the Tigers 2 Part 1 and it was obviously very well appreciated. Part 2 is with a completely different drama and there are new characters, that have been introduced like mine. I think...
would you like to reveal something about your...
I wish I could, but I can't. But what I'll tell you is that you're going to see a very different side of me in each of these movies, whether it's Save the Tigers, Bama Kalapam, Dil Raju's movie, all these movies, then RD's movie. So there are like different maturity levels that each come with and they all come from completely different backgrounds, completely different thought processes. So just when maybe one would register, you'll see me in another go completely different direction. So yeah, creatively I think it's...
After watching we can get to know more. I mean, you want to... Curiosity should be...
I'd rather you all see it and tell me what you all took away now that you know me a little more personally. Professionally, to see that would be even more hard-hitting.
Yes, true.
You. Yeah.
So I think we already had good journey. I think you didn't get tired. I didn't make you tired. Thank God, like you're saying time is not over. I thought like you'll be like, okay, I've talked too much, but you were talking by your... I can feel that. You were so relaxing, giving the answer with your...
Thank you, Neha, for bringing up some of the most relevant subjects through this interview.
I want to know about you. No, I want you to talk about, and even I am learning. There were so many things I want to talk, but not on the drive side, like, about the journey of life, we get connected, and that you talk more good, because nowadays we need that. All girls are there. It's not like when you're going to the 40s, you're going to the 30s, then you work out. I think before that, we need to get connected and do something for our lives.
And as you're doing such conversations keep following and flowing, and maybe talk beyond our work and beyond our identities.
What we are, that's also important,
and maybe,
right?
Maybe share all that we know so someone else can maybe,
get
take
inspired,
a cue, get inspired ourselves.
And you can give a message to all the girls out there who wanted to be in your place, like Seerat.
I would just say, don't try to be in anyone's place. Just be you. Follow what your intuition says, and always try and be the best person that you can be, because I feel beyond all of this, that's what life's about.
Wow. Loved it. And I think now we are back to the hotel.
We're back.
We have to
now we go
drop
meetings.
And she'll have a lot of meetings. Anyway, you're already doing a very good job, and I wanted you should keep going.
Thank
and
you.
The journey with us also. So next time we'll bring big car and then take you to a different. We'll travel.
Thank you.
We'll travel with Seerat Kapoor and the food.
That'll be great. I think next time we just eat and talk.
Yeah, so you should buy a house. You have a house in Hyderabad?
I haven't yet, but it's on my mind. I think you think I should.
The wish should come true.
See, now
buy a new house. We'll do the home tour and you will cook for me.
Done.
So these are the wishes of the evening.
The next interview is set and ready.
The theme is also set.
Super.
So thank you so much, Seerat, talking to us. Let me drop you. We had a great time with you.
Thank you. Thank
you
so much.
So let's, I think, the people. So
yes.
we'll go and drop her. Thank you so much, ma'am, for giving time to us for a wonderful interview. Thanks from iDream. So your all dreams has to come true because you are with iDream.
Thank you. And so do yours and all your viewers following and watching. All my love and keep smiling. I'll see you soon.
There was a fun ride with actor Seerat Kapoor. For more updates, keep watching iDream. Till then, goodbye.